Our guest today is Major David Irwin, who with his wife Jessie are the local soldiers in the Salvation Army serving the Milford area.
Welcome. Thank you.
I hope I said that appropriately.
That's fine. We're the local Corps officers and ministers for the Salvation Army here in Milford.
Okay, the reason we have you on is it's the Christmas season again, which means I see big red kettles and people ringing bells. And why don't you tell us about the kettle effort?
So every year we have the Christmas kettle season is one of our biggest fundraisers of the year. Many times in most Salvation Armies, it's really what generates a good portion of the budget throughout the whole entire year. And we concentrate in November and December and raise as many funds as possible. And so this kettle effort has been going around for over 100 years. It's started out in San Francisco when a captain so long ago decided he wanted to help feed some families. He put a kettle at a local area down on the wharf, and it caught on, and before you know it, it was everywhere in the country for the Salvation Army. Started in Boston here and just kind of spread through the state. And it is how we fund a large part of our effort for the Salvation Army.
And for people who are passing by as they leave a supermarket or another store, that money stays right here in the Milford area, correct?
Yes, it does.
It's not shipped out to some headquarters somewhere.
No.
It stays here.
It stays here. 100% of the funds work for Milford. My Corps in the Salvation Army of Milford services Milford, Hopedale, and Mendon. So all the money stays in Milford, and it helps us to service those three towns. Those are the three towns that I'm in charge of.
We're recently through the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yes.
How many meals did you serve to people at Thanksgiving time, or
so,
deliver?
we give out boxes of food, and for anyone that's been able to come and be part of our packing opportunity, they get to be pretty heavy boxes, and we give out 250 boxes of food at Christmas time, 250 families. They got a box of food, they got a turkey. In the box is, one part of the box is food that will help them make a Thanksgiving meal. And then the rest of the box is just filled out with general foods that you would find in your food pantry at home, and they help you get through some different meals that you could prepare from it.
And do you expect to give out an equal number for Christmas?
Yeah, we actually this Friday we pack boxes once. This Saturday we pack boxes once again, and we'll pack another 250.
Now, do you have enough turkeys?
We don't have enough turkeys. We never have enough turkeys. Ever since the National Guard left town, they used to be a big supplier for Christmas and Thanksgiving. They would donate 50 turkeys each year, each holiday for us. This year, as always, the police department in Milford donates 50 turkeys at Thanksgiving, 50 turkeys at Christmas. So the police department will again give us 50 for Christmas. We have a few that have been donated already, and so we're always looking for as many turkeys as we can get. Okay. We take other things too. We give out hams. At Thanksgiving, it's all turkeys. Right. We want to make sure that we're giving out turkeys. At Christmas time, I unload the whole freezer of our pantry. We go through all the turkeys. Then if I have hams, we give those out. If we have chickens, we give out that until we're totally out. And then we'll end up, at the end, we give out gift cards so that people can go shop that weren't able to get meat from us fresh.
Okay. And you're also giving out toys for the holiday.
And then we give out toys. That's the biggest joy that I think we get. We work hard to do it. We'll serve over 500 and some children this holiday. Last year it was almost 500. This year we're already over that mark from the amount of kids that we serve. We give toys to families with children 12 and under, and all their kids that are in the family, they get food too. So they'll come in a week from this next Friday. They'll come in, I think that's on the 18th, and they'll get the 16th, and they will get the food box, all the toys for the children, and anything extra that we have that we're giving out that day.
Mm. So, how many? So generally for Christmas, you need meat, whether it
Yeah.
be turkey or ham.
Yeah, anything.
Anything. Okay.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, and also we have a couple schools that do food drives for us, help restock our pantry. Every year that happens. We're willing to, as long as it's non-perishables, we can accept them. It helps to restock our pantry.
So if I wanted to make sure that you had enough meat, or turkey or hams, how would I go about doing
Well, you have a choice. You could either bring a turkey or bring a ham down to the Salvation Army, and we'll put
Congress
it
Street.
Down on 29 Congress Street, and we'll put it in our freezer. Or you can bring a monetary donation, and then the morning of our distribution, I then go and pick up either more meat or I pick up gift cards, just depending.
Okay, and what's an average turkey cost if somebody wanted to donate?
That's
the
always a
equivalent?
tricky one because the stores give you discounts, but when you go in as a large group, typically, you can only get the discount on the one turkey. So it just really depends. I've always said, $20, $25 will get you a good sized bird for a family of 4 to 6.
Now, do you have to order those in advance, or can you do one?
No, normally they have, especially at Christmas. At
Okay.
Thanksgiving, you got to be a little careful. I think at Christmas time we're usually pretty good.
So how many turkeys are?
So we're down.
What do you need?
We're 100 short. We have about 150 meat items to give out, and we're still looking for about 100.
100. So right now, if someone was to say donate 4 turkeys, give you $100, and
Yep.
bingo, that's 4.
Yeah, that would definitely do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, what you need, what the Salvation Army needs, is money or meat.
Sure.
And its easiest thing is a check or cash or a
yeah,
money order to you
definitely.
for a turkey or ham, whichever
Yeah.
the case may be, at $25 a pop.
That's the way I figure it.
Great.
Yes.
So that's what we can send you. That's what people can send you.
It would be greatly appreciated.
Dynamite.
Okay.
Dynamite. So what else do you have going on down there besides that?
Well, we have we're always trying to find new ways to raise money, and we just finished our flag program for the
Right.
year.
Which
Flag
So-
is excellent.
Boy, I
And
hope.
and participating with Citizens for Milford, I
Oh.
loved the field of flags at Draper Memorial Park.
We're just so thrilled to collaborate with them. It helps my program. I think it helps the Citizens for Milford's program. It helped kind of put a dream, finish off a dream that some people had to
Right.
see flags in that park in
But
such
it's
a
not
way.
just the park. As an individual, you'll put those up on my house at every holiday, correct?
Correct. So we're talking about 2 different programs.
Okay.
But I do both. I do the one for the Citizens for Milford. So when you buy a flag from them, you're actually helping me in the same way.
Right.
But then I have Fly the Flag, which is why they came to me. And so we will put a flag in front of your house 5 patriotic holidays a year: Memorial Day, Flag Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and
Veterans Day.
And it's $50 for one flag. It's $50 a flag until you get to 4. If you want to put 4 in front of your house or your business, it's $150. So basically, you get one flag free.
Right.
And that's why you'll typically either see 1 flag or 4 flags in front of businesses and homes.
Right, but it's a good way if I don't want to remember what day I have to put out the flag,
Oh,
or I don't want the hassle of a giant flagpole in my yard.
Yeah.
You just come, you put in the base, and then you just come and stick the flag in.
Yeah, we put a little PVC pipe in your yard. We try to, keep it where you're not going to stub your toe on it too hard. And We cap it off, and then every holiday we come and we put the flag out there. It's some people would call it a leasing program. We really don't. We call it, you're donating. You're making a donation to us. But it is a no muss, no fuss program for the homeowner and the business. I think most people would say it really dresses up the community when we see them all out. When you go out 140, leaving town, going towards Upton, when you see, 30 flags out on the side of the road there, coming in and coming out, it's just, it really is starting to create the vision that my wife and I had when we got here, and just thinking of seeing flags just along the entire stretch of a road, just to celebrate our patriotism. And,
Right, and as you said, the Draper Park is another program. That's, you're giving one in memory of a veteran in your family?
They are, and you go through their website, the Citizens for Milford website. They have a registration page that you fill out, and for $60, they are going to put, you're going to give them all the information of who you're honoring, and it goes on that little card, and they put it on that right on the pole when we get the flags up, and it's just what a wonderful idea, and to be able to celebrate those who have fought for us and died for us and served our country in such a way. And I think they're so deserving of respect and a real celebration. And the community should be very proud of all the veterans that have went before us and paved the way.
I think Milford pays very good attention to veterans with the Veterans Square plaques, the parade, the flags, and a first-class veterans agent.
Yes,
I
the veterans
might
agent.
add, but you're also serving in a way. I mean, so you're feeding the hungry and giving gifts to people that don't have things.
And a lot of them are veterans.
A lot of them are probably recent veterans.
And I do serve a pretty good size seniors, a group of seniors that come in and get help. They're not coming in for the toys, but they are coming in, they come in monthly for food, and we're able to, that's the thing I try to help people understand is, we're very present and visible in November and December, but we're a year-round organization, have been.
You don't disappear as of Christmas Day and disappear for a year.
We're definitely the longest-serving social agency in the town of Milford. Incorporated since 1923. Been around before that, before we were actually incorporated here. The Salvation Army itself's been in the United States since.
Well, I remember the first location was Spruce Street.
Yes.
And then you went to the Congress Street building.
Yeah, and that was about 30 years ago. And we try to run as many programs out of it as possible. We do. Right now I'm running some rent and oil assistance, kind of coinciding with Christmas. It doesn't always happen that way, but this year, quite honestly, I do have some utility funds left that if you need some oil or need help with your electric bill, right now really is the time to get a hold of me, and we can help that way. We help with the food. But we're year-round. We do programs for children.
You have a summer camp?
We send kids to summer camp every year. Quite honestly, we have a few different groups in town that help us to do that. Some local businesses, our Rotary Club, other places have helped us to send these kids to camp. And
there's kind of a myth that the people you help are of a certain country or immigration status, but in fact, you're helping anybody.
Yeah, we will help anyone. One, the Salvation Army is non-discriminatory, so we don't discriminate in any way when we give service or help. I think Milford is there's such a wide range of nationalities that are in Milford, and whether they're citizens or undocumented. We try not to pay attention too much to that.
You look at the need. You don't look at the.
You know what? Especially at Christmas time, you got a child who's going to school with these other kids, and the other kids are getting something for Christmas, and they can't, for whatever reason, whether they can't pay for it or whatever. And So we just can't, we just don't. We don't ever discriminate. We want especially at Christmas, want the kids to all get a nice Christmas, and be as big a help as possible. I know I've always just run under the just the motto that if someone's in need, if someone needs a glass of water, give them a glass of water. It's real simple. It's not hard to help people, and if you're going to help people and have a judgmental attitude, I don't think the spirit is there. And so I think within the Salvation Army, we don't always get everything right, but I do think that in the way that we service people and help, we're pretty close to as right as you can get.
I think you're one of the images people think of when they think of organizations helping people.
Yeah.
Whether it's the brass bands or the kettles. But you're right, people do tend to think of you as the November, December group.
I like to tell people, I'm the last lines sometimes. There's a lot of agencies that do just like one thing, or
Right.
A very concentrated area. We kind of run the gambit and try to help in the last lines of defense sometimes, and to where it might not be a real conventional thing someone needs. Whether I've helped people with bus tickets, I've get to another destination where they have family receiving them, but they just have no way to get there.
Right.
We've put gas in people's cars before. There's so many programs, and we do a lot of referrals too. And I think that's really a wonderful part of the service community, is that if we network properly, very few people are going to fall through the cracks. Are we always able to help individuals? That's definitely not. We don't always have the answer. I don't always have the resource. But if it's out there, that we can find it for somebody.
Right. And you try.
And we try as hard as we can.
Well, the other thing that is not obvious to the most casual observer is that you also run a ministry out of that building.
Yeah, we are a church. The Salvation Army makes no apologies about the fact that we are a church, always have been, and that truly is what motivates us to serve. I mean, we serve out of our dedication as Christians, and we try to just reach out. We don't proselytize, we don't push our religion on anybody.
So in other words, you don't have to go to your church in order to get something.
Never, no. But our services are there. Our church service is there. We run a worship service like any other Protestant church. We're a lot like, we're real close in doctrine to the Nazarene Church, the Methodist Church. We have services at 10:45 to noon. We run Sunday school for an hour before that. We have a midweek kids club that is faith-based, but you don't have to go to church. We actually, it's mostly children, many of them from underprivileged situations, and very few of them actually come to my church services.
But it's a safe place for the kids to be.
Very safe,
Right.
And that's what we like. We don't have a huge building with a gym and lots of things like that for the kids to do. But my wife and some of the women that run the kids program, every week, the kids keep coming back because the heart is there, and it truly is a place where kids feel safe and come. They can hang out. They get to do different crafts and music, and sometimes there's a Bible story. But you can tell that there's love there, and I know that's why they come back, because we don't have the gym. They're not playing basketball at our place. They're not. There's no pool tables. There's no ping pong or anything like that. But it's a place where kids come and feel like they're loved.
Now, your wife, Jessie, she's a major too, right?
She is. We are both ordained ministers. We went through seminary at the same time for the Salvation Army. Salvation Army has its own seminary, has 4 of them in this country, and we came out of the Eastern Territory and College for Officer Training, and but then we We also went on and did more ministry degrees, but we are ordained through them, commissioned as officers. The Salvation Army uses a lot of military ranks. They have since its inception there,
Right.
and it's if you are married and go into the Salvation Army, work as ministers, you both become ordained because we both do the work. And it's not 50-50, by the way. It's 100%, 100%. There's a big difference. We don't just do half the job each. We both do all the job. And my wife is an amazing woman of God, and I couldn't do it without her. And she just does so much, especially right now. But she's the one that takes care of all the toys, the volunteers that help do it. You know, I get the easy part. You know, I go run kettles all day and take care of the food a little bit, but she does all the organizing, runs out, gets all the people involved, and magically, in a week and a half, our building is going to be filled with, you know, probably about 300 families worth of toys for all these kids, and it happens, and so we're pretty blessed.
And then the other thing is the kettle drive, just as a point of reference. There are a lot of companies that, as a company, pick a day and ring the kettles.
Yep.
Bright Insurance, for example.
Yep. So like next Monday, Bright Insurance will be coming out to Shaw's, and they'll stand from 5 to 8. However they want to divvy up the time in their company, but their people will come out and cover my 2 kettle spots at Shaw's, and other companies are more than welcome to. We encourage that to come and get a hold of me down to Salvation Army.
Where are the kettles this year?
So we have 2 kettles at Shaw's, 1 on each door. We have 2 kettles at Stop and Shop, 1 at each door. Okay. We have 1 down at Big Lots, down in the plaza, in the Big Lot Plaza. And then we have 1 up at the Price Chopper in Hopkinton.
Right.
And then we have 1 at the Shaw's, which a lot of people know is the Star Market in Medway. Okay. They just changed their name to Shaw, you know, switched over to Shaw's, but I still call it Star Market. But yeah, and so it's, I have 7, you know, working kettles every day. We've got people out there ringing bells, trying to help us raise money. So we use a lot of different groups.
So
agencies.
if a company would want to rent, want to come and ring the bell as a company,
yes,
that would be a great thing for you.
And
right?
I have, and all my companies and like the Lions Club and the Rotary Club and some other groups, all of them are pretty much done going into that last week of Christmas because of the way Christmas falls this year on a Sunday, the way we've scheduled it. So I have that whole week leading up to Christmas where I could really use companies to come out.
So if I was the president or wanted to do that with my company, how would I go about doing that?
All you do is call me. Call me down to Salvation Army.
What's the number?
And it's 508-473-0786. You know what? I'm not afraid to give out my cell phone number either. Everyone in town has it. You can call me on my cell phone, 330-206-8102. And just call me, let me know, and that, you know, what company you are and what day you'd be available. Like I said, we have Monday through Saturday still available the week leading up to Christmas. And we start kettles as early as 8 in the morning, but typically, you know, usually 9 or 10 to 4, and then 4 to 8. And so if those hours, if they work well with a company that wants to come out and you know, do 1 kettle, do 2 kettles. If you if you say you do Stop and Shop and you want to cover both doors, basically 4 people an hour, you know, or even 2 people, 1 at each door will work. I always suggest a couple people, just so, you know, one needs to go in and get warm. They can take turns a little bit. And whether you stand 1 hour, 2 hours, I think it just depends on the group.
It also depends on the weather. We've done it for several years, and sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's raining.
Yeah, sometimes it's brutal.
I think last year when we were over at Mendon, we stood out there. It was chilly that day.
Yeah, that was out at Kevin Meehan's. At his gift card
thing.
Yeah, that was a very cold day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was
But then there's been other times, you know, our only uncovered kettle is Price Chopper. So if it rains, I put up a 10 by 10 so that for the worker to, you know, be underneath. But I leave the kettle out, you know, and so I get all the wet money, you know.
all the wet money.
You know, and, you know, you throw it in the dryer that night.
Oh, it works, right?
Yeah, it
Right.
does. You
The
know,
change,
but,
you don't care.
Nah, it just dries eventually.
That's good.
But all the other ones have all these overhangs, so even when the weather's brutal, you know, no one's getting wet out
You don't
there.
get wet and you don't get snowed on, but
No,
you still
it's
you
cold.
can get cold.
Yeah, and the temperature's starting to drop, but that's why you take a couple people out and you have fun.
Yeah,
I
it,
mean,
it absolutely is. If you've never done it, it's absolutely it's a great. And
It
to see the
is.
kids' faces, oh man, I
Yeah.
think that because generally speaking, people with kids will come up and the kid will put in a quarter, you know, whatever, you know, some
Or
change.
they want to ring the bell.
They want to. Oh, it's just it's
Yeah.
it's the only thing that's my hand gets tired ringing the bell.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to change hands, but I've gotten it down to a certain science now that got it dialed in.
well, do I have time for like a real quick story?
Go ahead.
On that. So years ago, about at least 15 years ago, in my first appointment, this young lady had been ringing for me for a couple years. And I always have a big orientation meeting with my ringers ahead of time. And so we're at this meeting, and she says, I was a lieutenant at the time. She says, Lieutenant, can I take a tape recorder out to my site this year? I said, sure, yeah, you can take it. You know, that's great. We like to play music and all that stuff. And so, so I don't think much of it. And a couple times she's out on the kettles, and I stopped by once, and she's got her tape recorder down there. And here, she had made her boyfriend go into the basement and record ringing the bell. Not just 45 minutes on one side, 45 minutes on the other side of a 90-minute tape so that she wouldn't have to ring the bell anymore.
That's a good one.
It was awesome. I said, yeah, ingenuity, that's wonderful.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. So,
Now Jess plays the trumpet, right?
my wife is a concert hornist. She plays French horn.
Right.
She's concert trained and is a music teacher very well.
And you sing.
I sing. I sang in another life.
In a past life, you were a
Yeah.
singer. Yep.
And my
Got
whole
a great
family,
voice.
we all play brass instruments.
That's right. That's right. All the kids do.
Yeah, except my one daughter, actually percussionist, but they all grew up playing the brass instruments.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
He's got quite a voice, by the way. Quite a voice.
Okay. We've got a minute or two left, and just so, right now your need is,
Our need is
Turkeys or
put
hams or
put as
Christmas?
many donations in our kettles as possible, and say hi to my kettle workers. They love to be love it when people talk to them, and brings them out of their shell a little bit. And then so donations are big, but then our food, we could use turkeys or hams or cash donations to help us get just take care of another Christmas season.
So money for turkeys or ham,
Mm-hmm.
and any companies that want to ring the bells would
Love
be
to have you out
fantastic.
there.
And you have a phone number, so
yeah.
call the phone number.
Love to have it.
all right. Well, Major, thanks for being our
Thank
guest.
you.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And good luck with the campaign.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.